Is that what I think it is? The first blackberries of the season?
You know I gotta get it.
Oh yeah, check it out.
Welcome to cranking it, yeah, we cranking it. Welcome to cranking it, yeah, we cranking it.
Ah, what a beautiful day for a crank. The sun is out, but the air is cool. I'm down by the sea level and it just feels fresh and clean. You know, I've only been in Chile for a couple days now, but so far it's been absolutely amazing. There's trees, there's shade, there's water. You know, I think I might be in love with Chile.
After a week in Telca with my host family, I continued west. And after a couple days, I arrived at the coast. The central valley of Chile was oppressively hot, but the ocean breezes kept me pleasantly cool. Lining the beaches were towns full of vacation houses and fishing piers. The sand was wide and flat, but the road was constantly climbing over hills and around drainages. As I continued south along the coast, the road became more remote. The pavement turned to dirt, and the beach became more wild.
Well, that was really nice. Spent a couple days on the coast. It's definitely a lot cooler out there. Lovely views. Got to sleep on the beach a couple nights. Really just a paradise. Just what I needed.
I headed inland once again, winding my way through back roads, through the coastal hills and back towards the Central Valley. By crossing Route 5, I entered eastern Chile.
So a funny thing happened to me at the grocery store today. I was going shopping for the next few days. I rolled up to the store, no bike parking there. There's this guy selling some stuff. He was like, hey, don't even worry about it. You know, you can put your bike here and I'll watch it. So I was like, all right, sounds good. Parked my bike behind his little area. Didn't bother locking it because, you know, he was gonna be watching it. And went inside, went shopping. And all the time I was inside, I was like, kind of nervous. I did my shopping as quickly as I could. Came back out, and the bike was still there. And I got to talking with the guy a bit more, and talking about the trip, you know, all this stuff. And eventually he was like, he asked me, do you wear socks? And I was like, yes. He's like, here, I've got something for you, a gift. He goes into his stuff, and he comes back with a packet of socks. So yeah, managed to score some free socks there. Pretty stoked on that. My old socks were getting a little holey. But yeah, you know, you never know. You really never know what's gonna happen with cycle touring, and that's one of my favorite things about it.
I was headed to a bikepacking route I had heard about, the Monkey Puzzle Trail, a 230-kilometer trail through the forest and into the mountains. The route starts with a smooth paved ride along the shores of a long, twisting lake. As I progressed further along, the pavement disappeared, and I found myself once again deep in nature. The first volcano I passed was the volcan Kayaki.
Well, I'm out of the Central Valley of Chile now, and I've made it up to the foothills of the Andes. I'm riding a route called the Monkey Puzzle Trail, which goes through several national parks. It's been really nice. It really feels like I'm back home again. There's finally trees, mountains, lakes, rivers across the road, full of nice clear water. This is what I've been missing. Alright, well, I'm definitely on the Monkey Puzzle Trail now, and so far, well, it's a lot of pushing. The road is steep and loose, rocky, pretty much unrideable. I really hope the rest of the trail isn't like this. In other news, I had a bit of a accident. Just tore open my left leg here. Just gonna keep wearing these pants until the end of the day, I guess.
Despite the tough road, I had to appreciate the unique and beautiful flora that surrounded me. Brushy bamboo-like plants covered the ground, and stringy moss hung from the trees. The way down was, as always, easier than the way up. Eventually, I left the lake behind and headed up a river valley, towards the second volcano, the Volcán Tolhuaca. As I climbed to higher elevations, I began to encounter the iconic Araucanía tree, known as the monkey puzzle tree in English. They are the national tree of Chile and culturally important to the native Mapuche people. The Araucanía is a hardy species of conifer tree with thick, triangular, scale-like leaves. Above the tree line, I crossed a slope of pooled lava and began to descend down the other side. Along one section of highway, I came across a nice bike path, separate from the road. Back on gravel roads, I rode through more forests of Araucanía, where I met a couple of other cycle tourists.
Hola, mi nombre es Gerson, el amigo. ¿Y tu nombre?
Richard.
De Chile, Venezuela. He's gringo.
After having dinner together, we visited a nearby waterfall. The next day, I headed out again, through the forest. It was my last day on the Monkey Puzzle Trail, so I lingered on the banks of some clear, cool streams.
Just finished the Monkey Puzzle Trail. It was pretty sweet. Really amazing trees, volcanoes, rivers, all of my favorite things. Pretty short little trail. It took me about 4 days. It was only the one part that required some pushing. The rest of it was pretty much rideable. Just headed now to Pucón. After getting to Pucón, I basically plan to wind my way through. There's a series of lakes in southern Chile that are all pretty beautiful. all framed by volcanoes, so it's all about the lakes and the volcanoes here on in.
The first major lake was Lake Villarrica, a beautiful blue lake accompanied by Villarrica volcano. I rode through the town of Villarrica and continued along the lakeshore to Bucón. From Bucón, I took a back route deep into the forest through a national park. The ride started out as a dirt road, but soon narrowed into a footpath, which wound its way through a dense forest. On the other side of the forest, I continued around Lake Calafquén. The next few days were pretty chill. I rode moderately trafficked secondary highways, over low hills and through scattered forests. Occasionally, I would pass by a lake or a town. It was nice. Unlike much of the ride before, I was able to relax and cruise through the countryside. No tough routes to tackle or big goals to accomplish. Finally, I arrived at the foot of the volcano Osorno, and with it, Lake Llanquihue, the final lake before Puerto Montt, and also the largest.
Well, it's been a pretty chill past few days. Since leaving Pucón, I've just been riding by all the lakes in southern Chile, zigzagging back and forth, crossing rivers, going by these beautiful lakes that are often accompanied by a really beautiful cone volcano. Yeah, pretty chill. Soon I'll be getting to Puerto Montt, which is the southern end of the series of lakes. And in Puerto Montt, my dad is gonna come visit me again, and we're gonna ride the Carretera Austral together. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
At the southern end of the lake, I rode through Puerto Varas, and then headed to the airport to meet my dad.
Okay, there it is.
Soon, we'll be headed out together to ride the legendary Carretera Austral, the southern highway through Chilean Patagonia. It's a route that is known worldwide as one of the most beautiful cycling routes in the world, and I've been looking forward to riding it for a long time.
Oh geez, this facial hair is starting to get a bit out of hand. I used to shave it regularly, but then I started to get more bug bites on my face, so I stopped doing that. It's not because I'm lazy or anything. Anyway, thank you for watching episode 17. I'm basically down here in Puerto Montt, which is northern Patagonia. So yeah, pretty much on the home stretch at this point. In fact, I think from here I've got about 2 more episodes left. Next episode will be the Carretera Austral down to El Chalten, and then the final episode will be the Extremo Sur from El Chalten down to Ushuaia. And that'll be the end of the trip. I'm not sure at this point that I'll be able to edit next episode on the road like I've been doing. I want to make sure that I get to Ushuaia before it gets too late, middle of March. So it might end up being that I will edit the last 2 episodes from home. So they might end up being a little late. So make sure to stay subscribed, and they should pop up in your feed eventually. For members of the Patreon, thank you so much for your support over the last year and a half. I recognize that most of you joined the Patreon in order to support the trip itself, rather than the video content necessarily. So therefore, I plan on suspending billing as soon as I reach Ushuaia. This will mean you won't have to cancel your account or anything. And if I start another long cross-continental journey, I will start the Patreon up again, and I would really appreciate your support for that too. I have a few ideas kicking around for future trips. I'm definitely not done cycle touring, but I'll let you know as details start to materialize. Once again, a huge thank you to all my supporters. A big thank you to Miklos Sebic for your generous donation, as well as all of the members of the Patreon, and especially the Crank tier members. Judy Friesem, Dan Phillips, Graham Bear Mickle, Kate and Mike Glasser, Jane Hilton, Joji Kojima, Michael Barker, Marion Hinman, Dee Axelrod, Holly and Ed, Sheila and Garth, Ted Chase, Edgar Hernandez, and Tevin Dubois. Thank you all once again, and I'll see you on the next one.